Now, on to the next speaker. I would like to now call upon Ms. Ghenwa Habbal.
So I can say good morning. Good morning, everyone. My name is Ghenwa Habbal, and I'm pleased and honored to be here with you all today. I was asked to stand in the red circle, so I have to follow the rules. Imagine that every adversity is your opportunity to come back stronger. And honestly, if I am writing this somewhere on my socials, I would definitely write #resurrection. And that's me in a nutshell. Ladies and gents, I'm here today with you, not just to tell you my story, but actually to share with you a profound reality that with every challenge, there is a chance for you and me to grow and glow. I know today we also have an owner of a salon, so definitely I'm here to glow with you as well. All right, so I think throwing back to my childhood, I was a lucky young girl who was surrounded with pride, privilege, and passion. Yet, 27 years ago, my life took an unexpected detour. I was stripped out of my friends, society, class, kicked out of my house and school, and left with nothing but watching my life crumble. With that in mind, and nothing but belief, I had to make a decision. And my decision was either to fight, like I'm doing now, or flight. And guess what? I fought back, inspired by my mother and my father, who was actually the person who have educated me about the startup mindset. What I'm trying to tell you in here is that broken at sometimes is much better than anything else that you can think of. Being broken, honestly, allows room for light to penetrate and rejuvenate. And that was one of the lessons I have learned as I was stripped out of my titles. I did not stop here. The fact that I was kicked out of school at a very young age because my parents also went bankrupt, I had to go back and reflect on what do I need to do in my life when I was 15, at the tender age of 15. So my decision then was to go and join forces with my father, who was also starting up his business from scratch after a dramatic financial loss. This experience on its own equipped me with what I advocate today, which is a startup mindset. No matter how old are you, and no matter where you are in your career, and no matter the level of entrepreneurship I think we are all in today, a startup skill is the skill of the future. And Harvard Business Review definitely speaks a lot about that. So with that in mind, modeled by reverse engineering thinking, I managed to go back to school after quitting for 3 years, and after being rejected for thousands of times by schools back home, which is Lebanon for me. And I managed to pass grade 9, which I dramatically failed, and proudly failed, for more than 4 times in my life. But why? Because I believed in that startup mindset. And I knew that dawn for me was just near, to be honest. Fast forward, going to university. My life was a mixed balance of education and work, away from well-being. And then I didn't have the opportunity to study at a top-tier university. Maybe 2, maybe 3, I don't know. But my core goal at that time was to continue generate income. We all want money, right? So I continued working, and then an opportunity knocked my door. That opportunity, after hardcore negotiations, at a very junior level, I managed to join their frontline customer service executive team when I was most obese. And my job was at risk. And I had a timeline. In 6 months, if I don't manage to get my figure and shit in time, and excuse my French, I will be losing my job. And oh boy, didn't I nail that deal. I'm a deal breaker, I guess. Fast forward, I graduated, finally. And then I joined the corporate world. And guess what? It hit me with discrimination at hello. Why? Because I wasn't a graduate of a top-tier university back home in Lebanon. And I soon discovered that my peers in the same department, doing the same job, of the same level, are earning more than me. Doing the math, and I'm not analytical, I have a creative mind, I found out that I'm on a 20% pay cut when compared to those who have been graduates of a top 1 tier university, and who had their parents actually sponsor their education, which is not my case. Furious, definitely, angry, and upset by the harsh reality. But you know what I did? I preserved, and I said that as soon as I climb up the corporate ladder, I'll promise those who have been discriminated against their gender, pay, and beyond that I will be the person who will defend that form of injustice. And today, if I reflect back on my journey, for those of you who don't know me, I'm today a global HR professional who works for Ford Motor Company. Yes, women in automotive, the boys' club. But I made it to the global team. I hold an array of degrees and certificates from top 1 tier universities. Did this make me happy? No. But I managed to do it just to tell the world that yes, I can. Why? Because I listened to my inner voice. The voice that told me, Ghenwa, go ahead, because you can. And I do invite you and encourage you to do the same, and encourage those around you and your kids and your family to listen to their inner gut, inner heart, and inner brain. That alignment is my source of resilience, is my source of power, and with the trust I have in my God and the power in me, I survived. Again, what I want to tell you in here, ladies and gents, that the brain is a predictive machine, and it loves certainty. What does that mean? Certainty is aligned with failure at some point, because failure is certain. And I didn't want to fail. Why? Because I imagined myself. I knew how I would look like if I decided to surrender back then. But no, I am not born for that. I will never be born for that. And my community that I support today as a coach as well is not born for that. So, with that in mind, I managed to secure a spot for me in that boys' club. I secured a leadership position, and I just recently got certified and awarded by the UAE government for my exemplary leadership skills in that domain. Aside from that, I managed to obtain a degree in diversity, equity, and inclusion, which is something that I believe at heart. So, as a fierce advocate for diversity, equity, and inclusion, I invite you all to make sure that the world is just, more just, and it's more inclusive, and where people feel that they belong. So to conclude my discussion for today, and as I always like to say, it takes wisdom to silver line a situation, but it will take you through grit to sustain that mint. And again, if I'm writing this on my socials, I would write hashtag Kintsugi. Or you know what? I will just start by writing hashtag I'm unavoidable by the half brick. Thank you.